Good. Good morning, Henry County High School staff and students. This is today's Wildcat News. I'm Principal Sagasser. Students, don't forget, once again, you can pick up meals from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Eastern Elementary, Newcastle Elementary, or here at the high school. So stop by, grab your breakfast, grab your lunch daily. Good luck to the girls soccer team as they travel to Anderson County tonight. That game starts at 6. And good luck to the volleyball team as they head over to Owenton to take on Owen County. And that game also starts at 6. Students, I've been talking about it the last few news segments about our update of coming back to school, whether it be in person on that AB schedule or if you're going to do virtual learning. So I just want to take a few minutes with you today and kind of make our way through all the various protocols and things that we're going to be required to follow. And I guess one message that I really want to send is everything that we're doing is to provide the most safe environment possible we can for when you come back to in-person learning. There's lots of things that we have to follow, and there's lots of things that we have to do. But please understand that we're doing those for your safety. So if you're going to be an AB learner, once again, I just want to remind you to make sure that you know which day you're coming on. Make sure you know if you're A student day, which means you come on Monday or Tuesday, or make sure you know you're a B student and you'll be coming on Wednesday or Thursday. Another thing that I want to make sure everybody understands if you're an AB student is just because you're coming to school 2 days a week, that doesn't mean you only have 2 days of learning. The in-person learning, obviously, that's like normal school that we would have done in the past. But as you know, we're living in a new world, so you're also going to have 3 days a week that you're going to be doing virtual learning. So students, I just continue to encourage you to keep that in your mind. Go to bed on time. Wake up when you're not, even on the days that you're not in school. Be prepared, be prompt, be ready, be in the moment. Understand that you still have assignments to do. So if you're an A student and you go Monday, Tuesday, know you're going to have assignments Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those aren't days off. Those are just learning virtually. And the same goes for students that go Wednesday and Thursday to school in person. That Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, there are assignments for you to do. And teachers are going to do a fantastic job, just as they've been doing through this whole process this year, of communicating all the expectations to you. But the main thing that I wanted to talk to you about, students, if you're coming back on an AB schedule, is just all the protocols and things to expect when you come back into the building. First of all, let's talk about masks. Masks are now required to be worn at all times, students. That goes for teachers and that goes for students. Now there are a couple of exceptions to that mask time. Obviously, if you're eating or drinking, you can't be wearing a mask. And also, that also includes, I should say, breakfast and lunch. So just understand, everyone, that masks are required to be worn at all times except for when you eat or when you drink. A little bit of clarification on what type of mask. You can wear the gaiter. I had the example. You can wear the gaiter, that's fine, or you can wear the traditional mask that everyone thinks of. What's not allowed, students, is you can't wear face shields. Face shields don't count. So you have to wear that gaiter mask or the regular mask that may hook around your head or your ears. Students, let's talk about arrival to school. This is a little bit different, obviously, for safety protocols about how you're going to come into the building, what you're going to be expected to do. But the first thing that I want to be clear on is doors open at 8 o'clock, students. In the past, we allowed you to come and congregate out front or congregate there in the school entrance. That's not going to be allowed because we're not able to social distance in those settings. So just understand that the building is going to open up at 8 o'clock, and that's when you are allowed to come into the building. We're also going to have temperature checks. So if you ride a bus, the buses are going to take care of those temperature checks for us. The bus drivers and monitors will take care of that aspect of temperature checks. If you are a car rider, now listen up, car riders. If you ride with your mom, dad, or somebody drops you off in the mornings, you have to stay in your car until someone comes and takes your temperature. I want to be very clear, students. If you ride with someone to school, they cannot leave until we have come to your car and taken your temperature. And remember, students, car riders, you are dropped off at the front entrance. That's by the front office. Please do not go to the side entrance by the band and choir rooms to be dropped off. You must be dropped off at the front entrance of the high school. Students, if you are driving to school, you have two entrances that you can come into this year. You can come into the front entrance of the school building, or if you park on the side lot, the band lot on the side, you can enter by the choir band room. And just remember, before you come into school, there will be someone there greeting you, and you will have your temperature taken before you enter school. Breakfast. Breakfast is going to be in abundance this year. Basically, students, we're going to have 4 entrances, 2 for the bus entrance and 2 for people that are either car riders or drivers. When you come in, we're going to have grab and go. The cafeteria staff has been working really hard on that. I appreciate Ms. Charlene and her crew. They've been doing really great things in preparations for you coming back. But everyone will have a grab and go breakfast, and there will be 4 carts. So whatever entrance you're coming in, that's where you will grab your breakfast this year. Also, when you eat breakfast, that will be in your classroom. So grab that breakfast and go directly to your classroom to eat. Students, when I say go directly to the classroom in the mornings on your arrival, that's a must. There's no stopping at the restrooms. There's no stopping anywhere. There's not bus passes won't be given out, so you can't go to someone else's home. You have to ride the bus that you come to and from school on. So unless it's an emergency to come to the office or something, you have to go directly to your classroom to eat your breakfast. I will talk about how you're going to go to the restroom in just a moment, but I just wanted to be clear that you have to come straight in, grab your breakfast, and go straight to class. That's why it's so important that you know who your first period teacher is. If you're not familiar with the building, that way we can assist you to your classroom. Let's talk about hallway exchanges. I want to call that pastime, meaning it is basically simply going from point A to point B. So between your first period and your second period, there's no stopping. The restrooms won't be available at that time because that's not allowed under our social distancing guidelines. And there are no lockers this year, students. We will not have lockers for you to be able to put your items in. So I encourage you to make sure that you have a book bag or something that's going to assist you to carry your items from class to class. So once again, that's pastime only, and you have to go directly from one class to another. I know this isn't what we want, folks. I understand the hallways are a great part of high school, but until we get restrictions lifted, there can't be any stopping. There can't be any hanging out in the hallways. You must go from point A to point B, and that is the expectation. So what's it look like for you during class? Well, let's talk about restroom breaks first, because I think that's important. We'll have restroom breaks built into various class periods. Students, we actually, if you're in, let's say, your first period class, for example, that's one of the periods that we'll have a restroom break. So please don't worry if you're on a bus or you need to use the restroom. You will get to do that during first period. Your whole class will get up. They will go down to their designated restroom, and we only are allowed 2 people at a time to enter the restroom. Once again, for safety protocols provided to us by the Center for Disease Control. So please understand that. And teachers will make sure that you know all the logistics of this too. There's no hall passes, students. You cannot go from one class to another, so I'm going to just ask that you do not ask that. You know, you should be filled with classwork and class time when you're in classes, so there's no movement. Now, if you need to go to the office or see the guidance counselors, we have protocols for that. That's a different circumstance, but you can't ask to go from point A to point B during class. Students, I know this is another issue that is just based on safety. You will be put in seating charts. We will have to assign you a place to sit. And just know that we're still going to have interactions. We're still going to have those great group conversations that we have in your classes, but we have to be able to have you in a seating chart, and your teachers will go over that with you. What if you need to go see the guidance counselor? Well, teachers will share with you the protocol for that. There's actually a request form that you'll need to fill out, and someone will escort you. So if there's ever a time that you do need to leave class, for example, for a medical issue or something of that nature, or see the guidance counselor, you will be escorted, students. And once again, this is based on safety. Let's move over to lunch. Lunch is a little bit different too. When you go into the lunchroom, right now there's not tables, there's individual seats, individual desks. So you will be assigned a place to eat. Obviously, that is a time that you'll be able to enjoy your meal. There will be people relatively close to you that will be social distance, but you know, that's a time that you'll be able to remove your mask and eat. Once again, you will have an assigned seat in the lunchroom, and lunch will be different. How it's dismissed, it will be dismissed on a sequence, so one class and then the next class and so on. But your third period teacher will describe that to you, so you'll know all about that. So students, I know on first day when you come in, you're trying to figure out, well, who goes to lunch when and which lunch. It's not working like that, but there'll always be a full lunch, and there will always be your classmates there around you during lunch, obviously socially distanced. Let's move to dismissal. This year we're going to have multiple dismissal times, meaning we're going to have different buses coming in. There's going to be 5 times that we're going to dismiss in the afternoon for our routes. Students, it's of the utmost importance that you stay in your 5th period classroom until you are dismissed. So if you're a B route, you have to stay until B route. If you're a C route student that rides a bus, you have to stay on the C route. Athletes, this is very key for you. If you play a sport, you have to wait until the last route, and all your coaches know this, and that's the expectation that they are giving. That's basically for supervision purposes this year. And in the past, you know, people pretty much bell rings and people leave, and we'd have people go to the cafeteria to wait for the second round. That's not like that this year. So athletes, and if you ride in a car or if you drive a car, we have dismissal sequenced for safety protocols. So your teachers will go over that with you. Food, let's talk about food at dismissal. So if you are a student, meaning you come Monday or Tuesday, when you leave on Tuesday, you will be given food for 3 days. That means breakfast and lunch. Our cafeteria staff is working hard to provide that to you. So just know when you leave on Tuesday, or if you're a Wednesday, Thursday student, and Thursday's your second day, you'll be given your food on Thursday to take home with you for those 3 days that you won't be in school. There will be pickup stations around the exits, just like we entered the building, for you to be able to pick up those meals to take home. So the next thing I want to go into is just a couple of minutes here about AB expectations for learning. Students, I just want everybody to understand that when you're home learning, so if you're a Monday, Tuesday student, and you're home Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to ask that you stay on your normal schedule. I said that just a few minutes ago, and I just want to reiterate that. Students, it's important for you to, even though you're not physically here in school, that you understand it's important that you stay on a schedule. It's important that you realize that you're going to have assignments. If you're an AB student and you don't come to school Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, or you don't come to school in person Friday, Monday, or Tuesday, that you still have assignments each day. And they are expected, students, to be completed upon your return to school. And that's also going to tie to attendance. So folks, I know we're living in different times. I know this isn't what we're used to. So I'm asking you as Henry County High School students to step up, to be part of a process, to be responsible for your learning, to work with your teachers. Teachers will be available to you during their planning times. If you have a question, they'll communicate that to you. They'll be available on Fridays. They'll communicate that to you on what they need you to do to get in contact with them. We're available for you, okay? We're here for you, but we're going to do our part. So what I'm saying is we're going to ask that you do your part too at home. Online Learning Academy. If you're a student that's decided that you're not going to come to school on AB days, I'm going to reiterate the same thing that I did to the students that are going to be on virtual learning days if they're AB students. Follow the school schedule. Follow the school schedule, folks. I can just repeat that over and over again. It's so important that you are in the mindset of being at school. If you're someone that's has a job and you're thinking, oh, I can now work a job and I can sort of think about school when it's convenient, and that's happening a little bit now in places, folks, I'll be honest, I'm going to ask that you change your routine. I'm going to ask that you ask for hours at a different time that's not during school, because our teachers are only going to be available to you between the hours of 8 and 4 during school time. That's when we're available to you. So if you are students that has chosen to be online, you're going to be able to join other students, I should say, during class time. Your teachers will set up Google Meets for you to join them live. So you might get a live lecture. We'll also record things, but you're going to have that opportunity, and your teachers will be reaching out to you and letting you know the protocols, in other words, how that's going to happen. So they'll provide all the content. They're here, willing and ready and able to work with you, online learning students, if you're on that online academy. But you have to be available when they're available. Students, just to kind of wrap up this segment, I'm really excited to get school back to as normal as possible. I'm really looking forward, students, to seeing you all walk in on that first A day on October the 12th. I hope that you're as ready as we are, because this is something that we've been dreaming of, to be honest with you, is for you guys to be back with us. So the reality's here, and we're excited to see you walk through the doors. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and we're just so looking forward to seeing you. So back to the Wildcat News side of things, our next segment. It's always a special day on Wednesdays, folks. It's Books with Bergen. Miss Bergen?
Thank you, Mr. Sagasser. So I will also say that I'm really excited to see students back in the building, and I just can't wait to have you all back in the library. Today, I wanted to talk about fall break. Fall break is coming up, and some of us have plans, some of us don't. If you are going to be in a car, I'm sure you've already listened to your favorite songs about 1,000 times. So I want to encourage everybody to download the Sora app, if you haven't already, or get it on your Chromebook. S-O-R-A, the Sora app. Do it right now. The Sora app will allow you to download ebooks and audiobooks, and I promise you, you will enjoy them. And even, if you're not going to be in the car, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, if you're staying home, grab a blanket, go outside, and either put your headphones in and listen to a book, or read the ebook on your device, and I promise you, you will enjoy it. When you go into the Sora app, again, you use your student school email to log in. When you do that, I also wanted to let everybody know you can click on Preferences at the top and then click Audience, and where it says Audience, you can pick Young Adult and Adult so that you're not seeing some of those juvenile titles, because we do share this app with the middle school. So if you want to filter out some of those middle school books, just change your audience, and you can change your preference in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of other options for you too. When you scroll down, I have created bookshelves of different kinds of recommendations. So for example, there's a bookshelf of all those mental health books I talked about. There's also a bookshelf of all the new Kentucky Bluegrass Award books, as well as just top picks. So a lot of us have been watching probably a lot of Netflix or YouTube, and so you may have seen the movie on Netflix, All the Right Places, or If I Stay. Both of those books are audio books on the Sora app. They're really, really good. I highly recommend them. There's also a movie in theaters right now called Words on the Bathroom Walls. We have that book and audiobook available as well, and I highly recommend all of those. If you have English right now, all of your English teachers' books that you're currently reading should all be on the app as well. So if you're falling behind in the reading and you need to catch up over fall break, get the Sora app, and you can download those as well. If there's something not on there that you're interested in, just email me and I will be happy to get it for you. Or if you're just not sure what to pick and you need help, a recommendation from me, I'm also very, very happy to help you with that. So just email me if you have any questions or need any help with the Sora app, but please try it. Everybody, students, teachers, everybody needs to download the app. And on the Chromebook, there's actually an extension now, so you should be able to just click the Sora extension to access all of those books. And then I just wanted to quickly talk about a book that I've read recently that I really enjoyed. Halloween's coming up. I personally, my favorite genre is murder mystery, suspense, thrillers. I read this book in 2 days. It's called Shelter by Harlan Coben. And it starts out at the very beginning. His parents have passed away in a car accident. He is walking to school. He lives with his uncle now. And there is this old lady who lives down the street in this really, really old house. And it's like, you know, you've seen a bunch of haunted type movies before. I kind of pictured this old kind of haunted house. And this old lady walks out and she said, "Your father's alive, your father's alive." And he's like, confused, and he just kind of ignores her. But as he's walking down the road, he's like, "But wait, no, I saw my father pass away, but why would she say that? That's really weird, kind of creepy." Then he gets to school, and his girlfriend that he's been dating for a couple months, she's not at school anymore, and the teachers all say she's not going to come back. And he hasn't heard anything from her. He can't get a hold of her. He's not sure why. She's just missing. So he becomes friends with somebody whose dad is the school custodian. He's able to find out where she lives because he's never actually been to her house. They go to her house. The people that live there, they have no idea what he's talking about, no idea who she is. So he is on this mission to, number one, find out why this creepy old lady is telling him his father's still alive, and number two, what happened to his girlfriend. I will tell you, it's not sci-fi, so there's not like alien reasons. I don't want to give too much away, but it's also like not in his head. He's not crazy. Like, it is very realistic. It is very scary, and I read it in 2 days because it is so suspenseful and so good. Like, you just pick up clues all along the way. You have to piece them together, and it is just really enjoyable read. So since Halloween's coming up, fall break's coming up, this is one of the books you can access on Sora, and I highly recommend it. You will enjoy it. It's called Shelter. And that's it for Books with Bergen. I hope you all have a great fall break.
Thank you, Ms. Bergen. Folks, best librarian in the state right there. Appreciate it, Ms. Bergen, so much. Our next segment is Rapping with Robbins. Mr. Robbins.
Thank you, Mr. Sagasser. Wow, I think I might have to pick up a Shelter book. Sounds pretty cool. So, guys, going back to what Mr. Sagasser was saying, you know, hopefully, you know, those rules or those guidelines find you well, because I know it's different. I know we're in a lot of adversity right now, not only with us as staff, but you all as students and vice versa. So if you all are coming back on that AB schedule, you know, I'll be at one of the entrances out to the side. Let's just lean on each other, get through this, get through it in a positive way, and see what we can do to help each other out. Because like I told you before, you know, I'm always there for you. So keep that in mind. Just a phone call away. I've got a story I want to read today. Kind of shorten things up a little bit, but it's about overcoming adversity and how you react to the adversity. So the beginning of it says, "The same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg." So if you can just hear me out real quick with this, it's got a pretty good lesson with it. Once upon a time, a daughter complained to her father that her life was miserable and that she didn't know how to fix it. It seemed just as one problem was solved, another one soon followed. Her father, a chef, took her to the kitchen. He filled 3 pots with water and placed each on a high fire. Once the 3 pots began to boil, he placed potatoes in one pot eggs in the second pot, and ground coffee beans in the third pot. He then sat there and let them boil without saying a word to his daughter. The daughter moaned impatiently while waiting, wondering what he was doing. After 20 minutes, he turned off the burners. He took the potatoes out of the pot and placed them in a bowl. He pulled the eggs out and placed them in the bowl also. He then ladled the coffee out and placed it in a cup. Turning to her, he asked, "Daughter, what do you see?" She said, "Potatoes, eggs, and coffee." "Look closer," he said, and touched the potatoes. She did and noted they were soft. He then asked her to take an egg and break it. After pulling off the shell, she observed the hard, boiled egg. Finally, he asked her to sip the coffee. Its rich aroma brought a smile to her face. "Father, what does this mean?" she asked. He then explained that the potatoes, the eggs, and coffee beans had each faced the same adversity with boiling water. However, each one reacted differently. The potato went in strong, hard, and unrelenting, but in boiling water it became soft and weak. The egg was fragile, with the thin outer shell protecting its liquid interior until it was put into the boiling water. Then the inside of the egg became hard. However, the ground beans were unique. After they were exposed to the boiling water, they changed the water and created something new. "Which one are you?" he asked the daughter. "When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean?" In life, things happen around us. Things happen to us, but the only thing that truly matters is how you choose to react to it and what you make out of it. Life is all about leaning, adopting, and converting all the struggles that we experience into something positive. So guys, keep that in mind. When we face adversity, we have different options on way to react to it. So let's be creative, make something positive out of it, just like we are with school when we come back from fall break, and make it the best we can because we are Henry County High School. So along with that, I'm going to jump in my push-up challenge. Guys, I don't have any to add today because I didn't get any videos. So I'm going to throw these two names out. And guys, remember, this isn't mandatory. We're just having a good time with this. Hopefully that keeps rolling on. But I didn't get anything from Seth Onan. I think Miss Palmer challenged him. And then Nathan Corum was challenged by Blake Nation. I didn't get anything there. And I also didn't get anything from my side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my push-ups for 20 today, kind of kick it off again. I'm going to throw my challenge out to Cam, the intern. Okay, since he's sitting right in front of me, so we'll roll it out whichever way he can. So we'll hand that to Cam, and I'll do my 20 real quick. All right, guys, remember, adversity hits, let's make something positive out of it. Back to you, Mr. Saggers.
Thank you, Mr. Robbins. Appreciate that. Cam, you're sitting over there. I'm looking at you. You've been challenged. Our next segment is Sutley Circle. Mr. Sutley.
Saggers, have you been working out? Because you just went through a lot of information and you're still upright. I'm impressed.
I'm propped
impressed.
up. Propped up.
Well, that's good. We all need a little help sometimes. Lots of information today, you all, so I'm just going to keep it brief. Tomorrow's the big day for those of you that are going to apply for college. Tomorrow is the day that the FAFSA application opens, so reminding you again, you can contact me. I can help you fill it out. It's certainly something that you can fill out on your own as well. Don't hesitate to start on the application, see if you run into any problems, and if you do, reach out to me. Be happy to help you get it taken care of. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Sutley. Appreciate that. Students, I'm walking by Mr. Sutley's office yesterday, and he's helping students. So use him as a resource. Go on there, check things out for yourselves. Seniors, very, very important that you go on and fill out that federal application loan. So make sure you look into it. Folks, that's all the news that I have for today. Thank you so much. I know it was a lengthy segment, but we are HHS, and we really appreciate you and I hope everyone has a blessed day. So for Ms. Bergen, Mr. Robbins, Mr. Sutley, Cam the intern, JTB, I'm Mr. Sagiser. Thanks, everybody.